The game changer for me was Athletes in Action, the ultimate training camp, and that's a camp where 150 student athletes go and they learn how to glorify God through sport. And not only did it change my life and my personal relationship with Christ, but it changed how I compete. It changed everything about how I play hockey. So when I went to this ultimate training camp, I had been dealing with a wrist injury. My left wrist, I tore the ligaments on, and it was painful. I pretty much ended every practice in tears, but I went through it. It was foolish of me, quite honestly. I remember there's a thing in the camp called the special, and we were going through it, and literally 3 different interns came up to me with the exact same verse at different times through about an hour period. That verse, which is Psalms 46:10, it's "Be still and know that I am God." And through that summer, so that camp was in May, and through that summer was one of the hardest summers I've ever had. At this point, I had torn my left ligaments on my wrist, and I tore my capsule and my ligaments on my right. At this point, I got injured actually at camp. I got landed on by a big football player playing basketball, so I had an injury on my left leg, and I also had some patella issues on my right leg. So I literally had an injury on every single limb of my body. And thinking back on it, I was so stubborn, but I serve a God that is so loving that He knows exactly what I needed. And it was unfortunately an injury on every one of my limbs, but that's what it took to say, hey, be still, know that I'm God, put me first. Are you putting your sport first right now? Are you trying to do it on your own strength? So now when I'm out on that ice, that's the first thing I try to think of is, who are you playing for? Who are you doing this for? Are you giving 100% for the one who gave 100% for you? It's all Christ working through me, and I have a focal point that's on my stick, and it's AO1, which means audience of one. It just reminds me that I'm playing for one audience, and that's Christ.